Welcome, welcome. All right, I was just kind of chuckling because I know if you're in the Washington area, yeah, I'm in Camas, Washington, and I'm up about 2,000 feet. And so just last Thursday, we had 68 degrees, and now we have about 15 inches of snow. And it's crazy. My poor plants are going, what? And the birds and all that. So anyway, I'm glad to be here. I have power at the moment, so things are good. All right. So we're going to focus on the glutes today. Grab a ball, whatever you have, and we're going to come right down onto the floor. So grab your stuff and let's come down onto our backs and just draw your knees to your chest here. As you draw your knees in, find a little rocking movement from side to side so that you can get a sense of your back and your hips. So just feel that band across the back side. And then bring your feet down and take your feet out. If you've got a yoga mat, you would just bring your feet out about as wide as the mat. If you don't, then just walk the feet out a little ways. And we're going to drop the knees over to the right. Just doing a little bit of warm up here, bringing the arms out to the side. This is always nice to just kind of let go of the thighs, the fronts of the hips, especially if you've been sitting a lot. Let's bring the knees back through center and then go the other way. And then we're just going to switch back and forth. You can go ahead and go at your own pace. And notice if there's one side that feels tighter than the other. So one thing about the hips are designed for stability. And our glutes, which is what we're going to roll today, help to stabilize. But too much sitting can shorten and weaken our hip flexors and our glutes. All right, let's bring the knees back through center and then hug them in. Take the knees wide this time. This should help to kind of open up so it doesn't feel so compressive to the fronts of the hips there. And then bring the knees back through center. Place one foot down and then the other. Take your right ankle. So you're going to lift up your right foot, cross your right ankle over your left thigh, press the thigh open. Keeping the left foot anchored down, we're going to move into a twist. So the ankle stays on top of the thigh. Let your shoulders root down into the floor. So your chest points up to the ceiling, shoulders are anchored down, and then start to let the lower half of your body drop towards the left. So keeping the ankle on top of that left thigh, just go as far as you can and feel the stretch. Most of us will feel it in the hip and then maybe in the outer thigh glute area. And then on your next inhale, go ahead and bring it back through center. Take both legs up and then just move around a little bit. You can do like a little bicycle movement. Thinking about bicycle. That's going to be a little bit before I'm going to be able to get my bicycle out in the snow. And then go ahead and go backwards. Oh, see if we can find some coordination. That one's really hard today. And then the feet come down and we'll do the other side. So kick up the left leg, cross the ankle over thigh. Take a moment just to press that thigh open. Not too much, just see where there might be some tightness. Remember, all of this is just about easing in, trying to increase range of motion and bringing more awareness into your body. Keeping your ankle on top of that thigh, let's drop to the right as you keep your shoulder blades connected to the floor. So just a little twist here. Stay connected with your breath. So breathing into the belly, into the ribs, softening shoulders. Notice how the sides compare. All right, let's go ahead and come back through center and grab hold of your ball. All right, we're gonna press into a bridge pose. So lift up as high as you can and then sink the hips down, releasing the glute, so the right glute on top of the ball. So you're gonna start with the right side. Press into your feet and then start to move your hips from right to left. So you really want that ball to be traveling side to side, massaging into your gluteal tissue. And if it's going to walk around a little bit, you're just going to have to resituate it. So what I like to do is like 4, 5, 6 times in one area and then move the ball slightly to a new area. So if you're starting in the center, you can think about moving the ball up, and you might have some overlap each time. So you're going to move it up towards the top of your pelvis. Once you get up to the top of the pelvis, you might notice that things might feel a little more tender as you have those tendinous areas, the places where the muscle connects to the bone. It's usually the case. It may or may not be for you. But pay attention to what areas stand out. And if there are places that are way too sensitive, where you just feel like, oh, you don't even want to roll it, know that you can always move to the wall too. That's an option as well. It's a great option, in fact. So if you've gone all the way up, now come back to where you started and then just try to go down a little bit so that we're covering the entire backside as much as we can. This is really about warming up the tissue. If you've been coming to these classes for a while, you'll notice that I often focus on the glute area. It's a big muscle, and I always feel like it has the biggest bang for the buck, right? So to speak. Because as you're working this area, remember, we're working on not only muscles, but we're working on the fascial, the wrapping basically that goes around muscles. So as you roll these areas, keep rolling, rolling, rolling. I'm going to keep talking, but I'm going to set you up with another exercise. So you can start to move out towards the outer area. Remember, you can do this on the floor or the wall. And then what I like to do is start to just move the ball around from place to place, maybe spending a couple movements, maybe 2, 3, and then moving. But if you want to stay longer in area, it's up to you. If you want to start to go deeper, you can hold the ball in one spot and then start to straighten your leg, or even before that would be to drop your knees over to the right. So we start to put a little bit more weight into that area. This can be really nice if you're wanting to go deeper into the outer glute area. So as you move out towards the outer seam of your pants, dropping the knees over to the right a little bit in that direction can, go a little bit deeper into the work that you're doing. Okay. So back to the fascial tissue. So that wrapping around the muscle, when we work one area like this, we start to create more range of motion. We start to create more awareness. We do find we start to open up places of stickiness. And as we do that, because everything is connected, what you might notice is maybe you have a feeling of more openness, not only in your gluteal tissue, in your bum, but also perhaps in your low back, perhaps down the leg, along the hamstring, because this entire fascial line goes from the bottom of the foot up the the calf, the hamstring, the backside of your body, and then all the way around to the front of your head, over the top of the head, to the front of the forehead, to your eyebrows. Many of you have heard me say that a lot, but it's true. All right, let's go ahead and finish up, lifting up off the right side. Take a moment to let your hips come back down and just take a moment to notice. You can straighten your legs out or bend your knees. Take a few breaths here and feel that right side. You might even notice more energy that moves all the way down to your foot, or like I was saying, maybe it travels up along the back side of the spine. See how it compares from side to side. And then when you're ready, we'll go ahead and place the ball in the back side on the left side. So start at the center, move from side to side, and then traveling up towards the top of the hip to the pelvis. It's not uncommon for sides to feel different. So the more that you do this, you'll start to recognize patterns in your body and places that you might need to come back to more often. You might find that you need to roll one side more than the other side. Okay. Once you've gotten all the way to the top, try to get down, go back to the center, and then roll down towards the bottom of your bottom. And then start to roll out towards the outer side. So most of us are going to feel more tenderness here. This is often an area that I'll have people, if it's too much, go to the wall. And then if you want to start to move the ball around from place to place, I just hold my hand underneath and kind of use my hand to keep directing it to another spot. Right now, I'm bending and straightening my leg, but if that's too much, you might choose to just drop your knees to one side. This is called pin and stretch. So you're holding the ball is placed on one spot, and then you're moving your limb to go a little bit deeper. So as we roll the area, we're starting to get more perfusion into the tissues. You get more blood flow, and we also get more fluid. And as we're doing that, we're trying to move it in and move it out, and move waste products out. So it's really a good idea to drink water after a rolling session. You've probably heard that if you've ever gotten a massage. We want to help flush things out, just assist the detoxification process, the waste removal. All right, let's take a few more. I'm going a little bit faster on this side. If you feel like you need a little bit more time, it's definitely something to come back to. It's one of my favorite exercises to do. And then let's go ahead and take the ball out, release, and just take a moment to notice. All right, we're going to finish up with a quick little twist, right ankle on top of left thigh. Come into that twist that we did earlier. Just notice how it feels. See if you have a feeling. It could be more freedom. It could also be not only locally in the glute tissue, but it could also be just in the twist itself. And then go ahead and bring it back through center. The other thing to pay attention to, switching to the other side and coming into that twist on the other side, is as you just notice, go ahead and close your eyes, take 3 deep breaths, and see how you feel overall. Do you feel more relaxed? So even though you've just been focusing on one area, what's the overall effect on you? Was it a nice little break or little reset? All right, come on back through center. Draw your knees to your chest, roll yourself over and up. And thank you guys for joining me today for R&R. Again, if you have any suggestions on classes that you would like to see or areas that you would like to roll, please let me know. You can always pop it in the chat. All right, have a great day.